Hello, I'm Charlotte Collins and welcome to the SheerLuxe show. We have a very exciting show today. Olivia Wayne interviews a bona fide Hollywood A-lister. Plus, we hang out at the SheerLuxe office and see what the team gets up to on a typical Tuesday. But first, let me welcome our gorgeous guests. I'm joined by founder of luxury British homeware brand Maison Margaux, Louisa Preskett. This is where I always trip up, so bear with me. Podcaster, presenter and author Josh Smith, and founder of Naturium Skin, Susan Yara.
Yeah.
Oh my God, crushed it.
Hello.
Welcome, so lovely to have you all.
Thanks for having us.
We've got loads of fun chat to come, but we had to start obviously by talking about the really tragic death of Liam Payne. We're not here to kind of, when I say we had to talk about it, obviously there's a huge amount of speculation about his death and what happened, and we're kind of here to talk about that speculation rather than obviously just the incredibly sad thing that happened. I don't know if you guys saw Cheryl Cole, who's obviously the mother of his son's statement, but one bit that I just wanted to highlight, she says, what is troubling my spirit the most is that one day Bear will have access to the Bear being the son, will have access to the abhorrent reports and media exploitation we have seen in the past 2 days. It's breaking my heart further that I can't protect him from that in his future. And she's basically, in her statement, asking everybody to kind of stop speculating, lay off, and just sort of let it be. Have we gone too far as a society? Has our media gone too far that it's almost a sort of blood sport when a big celebrity dies? Josh, I mean, you obviously deal with celebrities a lot. What do you think?
I think, yes, 100%. I think we all have a responsibility for the content that we are digesting. And I think always you've got to think in the back of your head, if my son, my brother, my partner died, would I want people to see this content out there about them? And the answer is always, usually, no. Like the stuff that's been out there about Liam, and it's like every single second of the day, there's like a new update, there's a new person coming out saying this, there's a new image coming out, there's new speculation going out, it's going wild on Twitter, this is going viral. And we just need to take a step back, calm down, and the media cycle needs to calm down along with us, because I think the media cycle is fueling us. It's so instant. It needs constant updates all the time. And we're feeling like, oh my God, I need to know what's happening now. Take a step back, like mourn the loss of someone's tragic life coming to an end, which is so awful, and really think about what you're consuming. And because if you keep consuming it, it keeps fueling it.
This is it, right? It's hard to avoid, isn't it?
Well, I'm not so much on social media, actually. So I saw the headlines when it first happened, which is the media giving the public information. And, you know, that's what the media are there to do. They have a responsibility to give information that's in the public interest. Knowing that we might be covering some of the weekly topics, you know, I did more of a deep dive, and some of the information that's coming out and the images are in absolutely no one's interest. Certainly not his, not Cheryl's, not Bear's, not his father, not his, you know, it's just nobody needs to see the inside of his room. No. Nobody needs to know some of the sort of details, and I don't even want to, you know, bring them up because it's almost adding fuel to the fire.
Right, and we're just doing the same.
We're just doing the same thing, but it's at the heart of this is a young man who clearly suffered with addictions and mental health issues, and it's just tragic. Let's let it lie.
When Caroline Flack passed away, I remember I was driving home from the office and listening to LBC, and they were having this same conversation, because this comes up right every time something similarly happens. And I remember I called in and said that I was done with the Daily Mail. I said, that's it. I'm not going to click on that sidebar anymore. I'm no longer going to engage with it because I feel guilty. I feel like I've been part of the problem by even just engaging with it. But it's been a few years, and you do just sort of
fall back into
right?
it.
Susan, are you the same? Like, how do you feel like it's quite hard to not consume it when it's there?
I think Josh is right about consumer and viewer responsibility about what you're watching, what you're clicking on, because that does fuel whatever any media company is posting. Journalism of what we knew years ago does not exist anymore. It really is. Everything is clickbait, but everything is driven by what is going to be clicked on, right? So if you're a fan, if you were a huge fan of One Direction, then you should probably be talking about what you loved, right? It can totally be driven by the actual viewers, by the followers, but they don't do that. They just kind of follow what's being fed to them instead. And I always wonder why a viewer doesn't just take it into their own hands, because collectively there are millions of people that could be talking about what they want to see.
It feels very shaming as well. It's not, you know, and to Cheryl's point, I have a 7-year-old. I can't imagine having to navigate telling my 7-year-old that their father is no longer alive, but then dealing with all of these completely private details that no child should ever need to.
I suspect there's a level of schadenfreude that comes with the engagement where people, they kind of love to see the downfall. I think it's quite a British thing in particular. Where people quite indulge in the downfall.
Is it a British
Well, there's been like influencers, I'm not going to mention his name, but there's an influencer who has literally been teasing and bullying Liam Payne on TikTok.
Still?
For like, he was even posting videos up to 2 hours before he died.
Right.
Wow.
Obviously not knowing that was going to happen, but he really did bully him in public view.
It feel like there was a campaign.
To like literally to bully this guy who clearly was struggling. It was obvious to anyone that he was struggling. And I think that also we have a lot of responsibility to not even just what we're digesting, but also what we're then creating. Like if there's creators out there bullying people and then all of a sudden deleting all the videos once he's died because they're like, oh, it's out of respect. No.
You were part of the problem.
You were part of the problem, and we need to address that kind of stuff.
Where's the kindness gone?
That's exactly it.
It needs to be regulated more.
Wait, why aren't you naming this guy?
I'm sure we can go and find it on the internet.
I think you would, if you have been on TikTok, you've probably seen it. And also, I don't want to give him more views.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Oh, it's all terribly depressing. But I don't know about you, but the one thing I have to stop, that I actively don't do, is when I cannot stand when paparazzi go to a funeral. I think it's so disgusting. Often that will be on the day. It'll be like Nicole Kidman's mother passed away last week, and that was one of the days. And I just won't. I mean, I will not do that. That is sort of torture porn in a way that I just
like seeing someone at their like lowest. No,
it's sick. It's really quite sick. Yeah. Anyway, as we said, we will move on to lighter things. But good chat. All right. Olivia Wayne now interviews Julianne Moore, Hodges Britton's Scream, on her next movie, The Girl Next Door. Her beauty must-haves, her fashion ride or dies, and female friendship. It is dreamy.
On today's SheerLuxe podcast, I'm joined by Maya Lucky and Hannah Cooper. First up, we are talking all things Halloween and whether you're into it or not.
You're having a conversation with a ghost, for example, and it was Louis Theroux. Like, the guest
and it's
list
just casual.
is so casual.
The Gen Z trend that Hannah has discovered.
Ryan Reynolds. I'd also say my husband. Which goes into like baby girl, which I'm never going to call him baby girl.
Which leads us on to what gives you the biggest ick. Maya's is very niche.
A naked man getting into a hot bar is probably one of them.
Lastly, we talked through this week's dilemmas. What to do if your best friend is copying your outfits.
Right, are we in therapy right now? Who got the brown suede boots first?
Where to get the best high street knitwear. I have to say, I did actually buy a short-sleeved knit from
You heard it here. Now just copy me.
Make sure you don't miss it. It's a goodie.
Okay, so first of all, whoa. I wasn't expecting it. That movie stayed with me all
I'm
night.
so glad.
It's absolutely beautiful. Congratulations.
Thanks.
So could you tell our viewers the premise of the movie The Room Next Door, in your words?
Okay, let me see. How do I start? Well, it's a movie about two friends, women who were close, work friends in their 20s who haven't seen each other in a very, very long time. And my character actually hears that Tilda Swinton's character, Martha, is ill and is in the hospital receiving treatment for cancer. And so she goes to visit her. And in the course of visiting her, Martha starts to just has a real need to talk and really unburdens herself to her old friend Ingrid. And then when she realizes that her illness is terminal, that she won't survive it, she decides to end her own life and asks Ingrid to be with her while she does it. I know, that's heavy, right? That's like...
It's so heavy.
Yeah.
But it's got humor, it's got lightness.
Right.
And it makes you think, what would I do in this situation?
Yeah.
It's a hard decision to make. Your character makes a tough choice, but you make a big choice for your friends.
I think that honestly, the movie to me is really about the nature of friendship and what does it mean to be with someone and to truly be a companion to them. Sometimes people say like, oh, well, how is someone remembered? And I think you're only remembered by the people who love you and the people who have been with you, and that's the deepest sense of remembrance we have. It's like, you know, how we've known someone. For women, it's so unusual to see an adult female friendship portrayed on screen because so often we're portrayed, it's either a love story with women or it's a familial story, a mother and daughter, or they're antagonists. But in my experience in life, that hasn't been true. Women are not my antagonists, women are my friends.
I'd imagine you're a very good friend. And I
hope so.
I'd like to segue out, even though I don't want to. I'd love to talk to the movie all day, but I am on the clock. About the fashion in the movie. You wear amazing coats. And the bags.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your character's so chic.
Thank you.
How did you get a say in that? Was that a choice for you portraying your character, or was that?
It's Pedro. You know, Pedro loves women and he loves beauty and he loves fashion and color, and I think he loves all things that are sort of a feast for the eyes. And of course, as we were working on this is supposed to take place in New York City. Both Tilda and I were kind of like, well, I don't know that people in New York wear all that color, but you know, it's not New York per se. It's Pedro's dream of New York. The movie is almost it's a fairy tale, and there's something about it that's so stimulating and so emotional, not just because of the language and of the relationships, but because of the colors. And the clothes, all of the visuals, I think, contribute to that wonderful feeling that you get in the movie.
Agreed. And what Tilda chooses to wear in the main scene, that yellow coat and the lipstick. Let's talk about your lipstick.
I know,
Sorry.
it's pretty great.
But it's great.
But you know what's
good
wonderful is that clearly these women are dressing for themselves and for each other, which is the truth. You know, we do it for our own pleasure. And so in this movie, you sort of see that, you know, very, very directly.
Can we talk about you as a style icon? Because you're incredibly chic and glamorous,
That's
and
so
you
nice, thanks.
you always look on point.
Thank you.
Do you have any brands or designers that you really favor or turn to, or any new designers we should look out for that you enjoy?
Well, I do love Bottega Veneta, which is what I'm wearing today, and I wear a lot of it in the film. And I just think that Mathieu Blaze is just such a wonderful designer and somebody who is so imaginative, but who also really cares about real life. Cares about the quotidian, you know? It's like there's something romantic in the way he sees that these are the important things that we do, what we wear to work, how we take our kids to school, all of those things. That's like the real stuff of our lives.
You have the premiere coming up, I assume, tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Can you tell us what you might be wearing? We'll see it by the time this airs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I am wearing Bottega.
Yeah, oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll be very excited to see. Okay, desert island must have beauty bits. What are your 3 non-negotiables that have to be with you when you travel?
If I were really just to have 3 like items of makeup, I think that I would have to have a lipstick that's like a stain that I could use as a lip balm, and also you can also use it on your cheeks and on your eyelids, and I think probably an eyebrow pencil because I don't have any eyebrows anymore, and maybe mascara.
Now you're an iconic redhead, obviously. Is that important to you to maintain your color? And is it really your identity at this point as well?
Oddly, I think it is. You know, I always thought growing up that I didn't like my hair and I didn't want to be a redhead. And probably if I could choose something, I'd want to have dark hair. But I'd want to be born with dark hair. But I realized that somehow it has become part of what I'm used to about myself. Sort of the way we all become accustomed to ourselves.
Demands of your career. How do you find that me time? What do you do to reset, especially when you're traveling?
It's really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's really hard. I find that the most difficult thing is feeling good in my body when I'm traveling. I mean, it's like you never have any time. I very rarely have time to exercise when I'm traveling and when I'm working, but I try to bring a yoga mat with me when I go to work. I travel with these little balls that I can roll on. I really want to, I need to stretch out. I need to feel flexible. That's the most important thing for me.
Okay, you're in London. You have 24 hours. What do you do here?
I mean, probably walking from Mayfair to Notting Hill. That's probably my favorite walk because you see so much of the city and you can go through the park, and it really doesn't take that much time. That's what's surprising about it. Even though London is so vast, and obviously there's much more than that, but to be able to take that long walk and look at everybody and go through the park, and it's such a beautiful city. The buildings are so beautiful, and I do that every time I'm here.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's really lovely. Well, hopefully it will stay dry for you to do that.
Yeah.
Julianne, thank you. You've been a dream.
Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks, you too.
Okay, it's cozy season, but we're also heading into social season. I've got like anxiety kind of as we head on the downward slope towards Christmas. And we wanted to talk about preserving your social battery.
Yes.
How do you put boundaries in place? Do you put boundaries in place at this time of year? Josh?
I didn't used to, and then I was ruined. Like, I remember a couple of years ago, I went out like 10 nights in a row, worked every single day, and then literally couldn't get out of bed for a week. And that was the moment where I was like, I need to change this, and I need to learn the power of saying no and looking about where I'm putting my energy at any given point. So in my book, Great Chat, which is out now, where you get the books, the 7th lesson is all about preserving your social battery and your social boundaries. And the way that I do that now is I put all my friends into a tier system.
Wait, do your friends know this though?
Yeah.
And where in the tiers do your friends know where they're at?
So there's 3 tiers.
Okay.
So you have top tier, which are people which you know they would drop anything for you, and you would drop anything for
Okay.
them.
All right, so
They're like your
different sort of
five.
loyalty
Yeah,
tiers.
loyalty tiers.
Got it.
And then the second tier is kind of like friends you love hanging out with, but you know if the chips were down, it might be a bit muddy.
They would fade
It'd be muddy. And then the third tier is kind of like acquaintances. Like people are fun,
Sure.
you might go for drinks with, but like you can cancel on them if you need
You
to.
might not have their number in your phone.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's so many times in life, if you are like on the floor, you'll look at that tier system and be like, well, actually, I haven't actually spent any of the time with my tier 1s. I've been spending too much time with my tier 3s. So I'm not fueling myself in the right way, and I'm draining myself at the same time.
Wowzers.
So then I look at it and I'm like,
sister.
okay, cool. And it's actually encouraged me to like, you know, pick up the phone to my friend Kenny more and be like, right, we need to go for drinks because you're my best friend and I haven't seen you for a couple of weeks because I've been prioritizing other people instead.
Do you physically write this down?
I've got it like mentally in my
I
head.
was going to say it almost
Yeah.
sounds like exhausting having to
Maintain the tiers.
Yeah, you don't have to like do like a PowerPoint presentation.
Another anxiety. Sort of added
It's very arty
That's
project.
more training, but that's
You know, your friends are going to ask you where they
Yeah, where
stand in
Yeah,
this tier.
I think they should-
They
no.
know. They know.
Yeah,
They
yeah, I
know.
feel like it's
I don't feel like that. Also, I encourage them to do the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
true.
it's
This is
so. It
universal
sounds
advice.
savage, but it's
No, I like it.
so beneficial.
might
It
try
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to know, you know, a lot of the time we think we're either extroverts or introverts, right?
Yeah.
But I
100%.
think
Or
it's
both.
really important to
Yeah.
know
Or an
what you are.
extrovert, yeah.
I'm an introverted extrovert.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
the same.
100%.
So
I'm a mess.
I can go out, I can do 10 days straight
Yeah.
and then crash,
Crash.
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But I just need that time to myself to recharge. So
Yes.
as long as I'm allotting that time to recharge, then I can get right back
Yeah.
out there
Yeah.
and it can go for
Yeah.
a while.
I was thinking about this, and because I always say yes to things. I actually get energy from going out as well. There'll
Yeah.
be so
So
many
you're an
times.
extrovert.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No.
I definitely need the recharge of the
Okay.
batteries. But, you know, often before a night out, I'll be lying on the floor. I've got 3 children, you know,
Yeah.
2 businesses.
They'll be climbing over you, doing spreadsheets.
Building her tier system.
Doing my
yeah.
tier system.
Yeah.
However, as soon as I go out, I get energy from people.
Yep.
And a friend of mine said to me, I need to reframe, because sometimes instead of going, oh my God, I mean, obviously 10 nights back to back, guys, and then working that's tough.
It's brutal,
That's
yeah.
going to cause burnout. But I try and reframe, like, oh my God, I've got to go to this thing. That's usually a work thing that's probably quite fabulous and
Yeah.
lovely people. To, I'm so lucky I get to go.
Yes.
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 I know it's quite sort of
It's gratitude.
cheesy
Yeah.
and gratitude, but really, and doing the gratitude.
Yeah.
We're so lucky
So
to
lucky.
Yeah.
be invited to have friends.
Yeah. We get so
Yeah.
jaded, don't we?
We do,
Yes.
by
completely.
the
But you should be turning up, not just like showing up for your friends. You should be like turning up
Yeah.
for
Yes.
your
Yeah.
friends.
Yes.
For sure.
Like that's what you should be doing. And
Yes.
if you can't do that, if you're constantly spending the rest of your time going out with every Tom,
Yeah.
Dick, and Harry.
Well, and
Yes.
also for your partner, the phrase that I always try and come back to is your partner should get the best of you, not the rest of you.
Yes.
Which, you know, we're
Yes.
all so guilty. You come
I'm
home
guilty,
and,
yes.
you know, and they getting just the shitty, angry.
I know.
stuff.
It's not fair.
I mean,
Yeah.
this might be why I'm getting a divorce.
You need to take that mantra.
But it's interesting what you said about introverts versus extroverts. They say in the book, I actually don't believe in that binary.
Yeah.
And I think we've got so obsessed with being like, I'm an introvert, I'm an extrovert, and then people demand things off you off the back
all a
of
bit
that.
of both?
We're
Yeah,
all
I
a bit
think
of
so.
both.
We're all
I
just
think
a big
so.
old melting
And it's about looking at yourself as an individual and what your social battery is, what fuels you, what drains you, and thinking about yourself as an individual, not this ridiculous binary
That's
that's
so true.
very outdated.
So, Louisa, Susan, one thing that you do, if you know that you're headed towards that burnout, what do you do? Do you just cancel everything?
I try everything's scheduled. Like if you look at my day, I have an entire itinerary till 10 p.m.
Do you schedule your cool mum or like have lunch?
Completely,
like everything?
exactly.
Oh my
and so
God.
I schedule everything, and then I'll know what days I'm going to have just completely off. Be a mom, be at home. I look like a troll. I don't do anything.
I don't think you ever look like a troll.
No, I can't see that for you. Yeah.
I wear sweats. I make sure I have those days calendared in.
I'm different to that, actually. I don't have that very fixed schedule because the nature of my work and my children is that sometimes I need to go to the football pitch, sometimes I need to see my mum who pops in for tea a lot, she has a key, and sometimes I need to be, in
Might
that.
need to get rid of that key, babe.
That's your first boundary to put in place.
That's your first boundary, babe.
And then other times I'm needed at a big pitch meeting. But what I do is I really look after my health. I do absolutely prioritize it. I have vital ingredients green juice every morning, which, I know everyone's got their own green juice, but that really keeps me healthy. And I try and squeeze a 20-minute sauna in every day. Because when I'm tired and feeling burnt out, I don't go to the gym to work out. I go to the gym, I have a 20-minute sauna.
Love it.
And I swear by it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that.
You want to hear how much of a diva I am? Okay,
Yes,
so
go on.
I do a lot. So every week I get a lymphatic drainage massage.
Nice.
I think that helps a lot. I take creatine every single morning.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realize that creatine is such a good cognitive health supplement that you should be taking.
The muscle, the one that
yes, you think
my husband's
meatheads,
taking
right?
it at the
Yeah,
moment.
you think men who are trying to build muscle and
Yes,
everything, but it gives you a lot of energy because it restores your muscles with
sense.
water. And then it helps fuel your brain as well. So I take creatine every single morning. I work out with my personal trainer at least 3 times a week.
Love that.
And so all of that stuff helps me get right back
Self-care.
into
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my God, I want to be
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I'm literally getting my
We need more
notepad
of
out.
this. Yeah, I've got so many things to take away from this.
I'm like-
Stressful. Yeah.
There's a
Got
lot.
extra
There's a
stress
lot.
now. All right, thanks. Now let's see what the team in the SheerLuxe office got up to last week.
Morning, ladies. Good morning. 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 Love the pink trousers.
Thank you.
Morning, Emma. How are you?
Morning. We're just about to have our social catch up. Daisy's dialing in.
Do you get signed off?
Yeah.
We've got the fun sound with 3 ladies with their outfits, and then we've got what's in Maya's handbag.
Morning, Hodge. What are we talking about on the show today?
Trini Woodall's basically come out and said that she is prepared to cut people out of her life if they drain her energy. But there's 6 things, and I feel that I actually do some of the 6 things. Make it all about you. What? I don't know what you mean. Like if it's your birthday party. And then you're like, woo! We're talking about anxiety because it was World Mental Health Day last week, so we're talking about coping mechanisms, and now we're doing things we love.
Speaking of things we love, everyone is loving your blouse in the podcast comments. Where is this from?
Well, this is from the same brand actually. This is Label Edition. It's an amazing Spanish brand.
Enchante.
You excited for the show today?
Very excited. Good topics as well. I'm up for it.
Oh my god, amazing.
Yeah, this is just chatting. I just didn't want to be cold.
I mean, that is so funny because everyone from SheerLuxe is supposed to wear pink today for breast cancer. I know. Okay, we're going to crack on with the show. Let's see what we do.
I am just going through some files for next week. We're doing something commercial with Next. We're running through some supplement design tweaks with Georgie and Ali. We're having a think about different stories we can do, trends, roundups, interviews, angles, things like that.
So I'm spending the morning at the office
Mainly doing quite a lot of admin work. At around 12, I'm gonna go with Emma and Sarup to Chelsea to meet Alistair. We're actually gonna shoot him with a car and like an outfit he would wear for like driving. I feel like men take this way more seriously than women, like what to wear when they drive. I hope he's gonna bring some driving gloves, you know what I mean?
It's SL Man Day, so we're getting everything ready for that. Isn't that nice? Like that edit. We're still working on gift guide. So we're building all the stories and all the pages as they're getting approved, and there's some really cute bits in there. I love the gift guide, it's always so nice.
I've asked for the kind of angle and for them to send assets. This right? This is just a weekly catch up that Ali and I sometimes do to make sure we're in a good place with everything. Bullet lines, commercial, getting things to clients, getting things back to clients. We're in a good place right now. That's what we came out from this meeting. That's what we think.
I have just had breakfast with Peter from the Light Company, which was delicious. We went to Riding House Cafe in Victoria. Really good to see what they've got. I am going to go and sit down, check my inbox, and then we've got lots of meetings later. It's a busy day. Fabulous, sounds good. Thank you, bye. Just got off a call with a relatively new brand called Junebird. We were talking about their journey so far. They reached out because they loved our TikTok live shopping show, so they wanted to hear more about that. Also just hearing their plans for the next year. So yeah, we're just kind of discussing options, discussing strategies. Tonight we have an event just for our EIRs in partnership with Chanel. Then at the end of November, we are working on a SheerLuxe and LuxGen kind of Christmas activation. You'll probably be able to guess, we just think of the most Christmassy, wholesome evening event you could possibly go to. Early December, we have another regional trip. So you remember we did Manchester back in May. Basically, the next one we're doing is in December, and we're going to Edinburgh, which is so fun. I went in summer for the Fringe, loved it, so keep your eyes peeled.
Nana looks insane. All big outfit, only Nana can pull it off.
Love the colour, obviously. Bella Freud has done a collaboration with Marks and Spencer's that launches on Thursday, so I just went to the breakfast this morning.
Just doing some bits on winter pieces. What is on your winter wish list? For me, oh my god, coats. Always, I'm literally writing a quote that's like, if there's one thing worth investing in, it's a coat. How nice is the Totem one? I know that we've seen it everywhere, but the long version, so nice.
Thanks everyone.
We're all so happy for you. Fab news.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I love that this is being announced via BTS. Like my wedding, I've had my hen do, like now I've got it.
This is exciting.
We have the SheerLuxe brand identity and we have our supplements, and we basically wanted to refine the supplements so that there was a more consistent brand that ran through all of them. Obviously they've each got their own look and feel, but we need some consistency across the network.
Parenting is the one that has most changes too. We strip in the crayon off the logo.
Oh. It had its moments.
It did. Yeah. I don't disagree. Yeah, that was not good.
Yeah, so we're just stripping back that, putting the menu at the top, we're adding a new menu.
Okay, LG.
And then LG, we are changing that font to white because it's very hard to read. Right now it's pink.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm the founder of Empower Health, which is a women's health educational business. Today we are going to be doing a breast cancer awareness month talk. So it's going to be on everything from incidence and prevalence rates to how to check your chest yourself, to myth busting a few common misconceptions around what can cause breast cancer. And then we're actually going to finish off with a really fun demonstration of how to measure your own bra size, because I think not many people know how to do it, but it's actually so simple and it's something you get done when you're really young and never again. So yeah, watch this space. I just have to say I'm loving all the flashes of pink. Breast cancer makes up 11.6% of the total number of cancer cases, and it's the second most common cancer in the world. I'm just interested in what you think out of these risk factors I've put on the board, you think can increase your susceptibility to developing breast cancer. Well, these were the right answers, so congratulations. Top 3. Very good. We're going to go through each of them. Under eye bras, there's absolutely no evidence to suggest that under eye bras increase your susceptibility to breast cancer. The best time to self-exam is anywhere between 3 to 5 days after your period ends.
How did you find that?
Oh my god, so insightful. Honestly, so many things I didn't know about.
Also, I think it's really good to learn how to measure like our chest ourselves.
We are doing what's in my handbag, Amelia?
Well, I have a pair of sunglasses, really not very sunny.
Like, it is quite random, but they honestly, people love them. That's quite good because the stuff that you carry in your handbag is obviously like the ones you really like.
Yeah.
So.
Can we go through your outfit while you're here?
I'm wearing an H&M top, my jeans are Zara, my shoes are Zara, and my belt is Christian Dior, and bag is YSL.
So we're now down in the beauty booth. Amelia's gonna do her everyday makeup look.
I've fallen in love with this this bronzer.
Oh really?
It's like
so pretty.
it's so warm and beautiful. Then I use the Kosas BB Burst. Feels like skincare, not makeup, which I love, and it gives just a very subtle, even colour.
So Georgie, where are we off to? We are off to Harrods now to host an event for our extra important readers in collaboration with Chanel. There is a really stunning makeup collection inspired by the Northern Lights, which actually we've got here. We have got the Enchanted Night eyeshadow and blush palette. Stunning. The Diamond Dust oversized illuminating powder. Isn't that lovely? I'm interviewing the most talented makeup artist called Payne. She's a celebrity makeup artist. She works with Chanel a lot. She seems super cool. I'm suddenly aware that I'm going to be in Kuwait tomorrow. And we're actually going for an event called Oud Fashion Talk. So Oud is a publication in the Middle East. So that's going to be really interesting. And there are lots of brilliant people that we know going and connections we've made. So we arrive, we've got a day of meetings, we're going to various boutiques, meeting some local designers, and then we have a gala dinner, which is gonna be super glam. People say that the style in Kuwait is really incredible, and I've heard for a long time that Kuwaiti women have just this insatiable appetite for style and glamour. And here we are at Harrods.
Do you love it? I love it. It's actually quite versatile. There you go.
This colour I love.
Yeah, it's amazing. We'll use that.
Okay, great. Your wing is so perfect. What is the secret?
So put it on, and then as soon as you've done it, just drag.
Welcome to Harrods. I'm Georgie, the founder of SheerLuxe, and I'm thrilled to be here with
Get a brush for sort of a bit like this. And then almost like prime your brush with it.
Everyone sees us as being kind of this beautiful, elegant, stripped back beauty.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for having us. I think that went really well.
I think it went really well. It was really nice to see everybody engaging in the colours and wanting to try them all.
I don't get out much of these things. It's nice to be here. So that's a wrap.
I was away last week, and it's so how lovely to work in a workplace where everything that you missed is documented. So nice to come back and see it all. It's fantastic. Right, bit of fashion now. It was the Academy Music Gala in LA this week. This has passed me by a little bit as an event, but everyone in the world was there, looking genuinely amazing, right? Like Louisa, you made a really good point about this before.
Yes.
Would you like to reiterate it? Because it was really good.
Well, I had to Google this, but this is its 4th year in a row. And what I thought was so amazing, everyone looked incredible. The Met Gala in New York has become this sort of Halloween-y
for sure
mess.
Fancy dress.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, really, and women look extremely uncomfortable. No one's having a good time.
No.
I don't think anyone can speak. There was that person in the sort of thing.
Remember Gwyneth said that she had the worst time ever and she's never been invited back.
Black
Actually, if we want to be invited, we will still go.
This looks really good,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. We still really want to come.
We still really want to come.
We'll totally come.
We'll totally come.
However, this was old school Hollywood glamour. Women, men looking so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Sexy.
Comfortable,
I feel like
Sexy.
sexy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
loved it.
we saw lots of skin. I do have a skincare brand. I love seeing the skin out there. I love seeing everybody come out. I lived in Los Angeles during like the lockdown time, right, during pandemic, and it was really hard to see. You know, all these award shows started to get canceled and nobody was showing up. And so I feel like we're finally seeing everybody really coming out and showing off what they've got. They've got their bodies back.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite?
Zendaya. I mean,
Right,
just
yeah.
glowing.
Amazing.
And it wasn't just her face, it was her whole body. We saw everything. It was amazing.
She is supermodel stuff, isn't
She's
she?
gorgeous.
Sorry.
Kaya Gerber looked beautiful. I mean, she's almost AI generated.
Yeah.
You see, it's
Oh my
unreal.
God, it's unreal.
I actually, sometimes I think that her styling can make her quite aging. There's been a couple of times recently where she's had kind of quite big hair or quite 80s, and I don't love it, but I thought she looks so incredible.
Yeah.
Jaw-droppingly
like amazing. Josh?
I'm obsessed. I don't know if I'm obsessed with the outfit or just him. I'm having a real moment for like Cooper Cock, you know, from Monsters. Has anyone watched Monsters on Netflix?
No.
I am
Yeah, they're hot, both of those boys.
obsessed with him. And he wore this navy suit with like a maroon shirt underneath it, and it just looked phenomenal colour palette. He's great. He's like everything I'm like. I mean, my boyfriend is great, but like
He's like everything I'm looking for in a man.
Yeah, everything I want in a man. But he's on Chef's Kiss.
Wait, isn't everybody also obsessed with the co-star Nicholas? Wait, what was his name? Or is that who?
Yeah, there's the other one as well.
The
He's
other
really
one,
fit.
where, like
They're both
on
really
TikTok,
hot.
everyone's
Oh my
really
God,
obsessed
the
with like the
body.
Milli Vanilli song that he like sings in the show and
Yeah.
everything.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen any of
Babes,
this.
you've got to get on it.
Yeah.
What's the navy and maroon? I didn't see this look,
it was
but
like
that sounds a little
so
Austin Powers.
chic. No, it's really chic. And I basically was like, that is exactly what I'm going to wear, like to my next big event.
I love that.
Yeah,
I've
so I was
been
like
loving
taking
the men
notes.
coming out also and really trying to. They're not just doing like a standard suit anymore these days. I feel like we're
but
really
also
seeing
it's like
more.
the little twists that
Yeah.
make it interesting. Like my friend Felicity Kay, she stars Paul Mescal, and she's all about the little twists. And you'll see
What's
in the
a little twist? Like a
like,
little
she'll have like a little like
that-
pin here and a
That's
little
all they-
smink here, and
yeah.
then you're like, oh my God, and it's like so clever what they're doing
twist.
to make it more interesting. So it was so boring. Like every men's red carpet thing, I'd be like, snooze, and now it's actually way more interesting.
I actually think that we talked about Timothy Chalamet before. I think he was a pioneer of like men looking a bit
Yes.
different. Like, remember the
you're
Haight
right.
Ackerman halternet?
Yeah.
He's kind
Oh
of,
my God.
he's been quite, you know.
when he was wearing that like going out top.
Yeah, it was jeans and a nice top. He was in full jeans and a nice top.
It was Keira Knightley's second clubbing scene in Bend Like Beckham.
It was exactly very 2000. Can I just mention Cynthia Erivo as well?
Yes,
Because
oh my God,
we're obviously the whole Wicked build-up, like it's coming. Obviously, I mean, I wonder if post Barbie will ever be in a place where people aren't just dressing for their press tour like their character. So she's in a lot of green at the
She's in a
moment.
lot of green.
But she looked incredible.
She looks
it's a kind
amazing.
of bejeweled, amazing. Like everything that her and Ariana are doing at the moment is just like.
But it's also about what she stands for as a person.
Yeah, she's
Cynthia
amazing.
Erivo.
Yeah.
She's we recorded the podcast with her a couple of days ago, and she is one of the most exceptional humans you'll ever meet in your whole life. Like she's so amazing, she's so talented, and it's so great to see her getting her flowers on an international stage
So
like
good,
this.
yeah.
And she performed at the ceremony as well.
Oh, did she?
At the gala.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yes, because that's what I love as well. We don't get to see inside, so
Yeah.
it felt old school Hollywood glamour as well. Greta Lee also
I was
looked
just
stunning.
about to say Greta Lee, who
in
you
Loewe.
mentioned. Stunning. And also, can I just say Saoirse Ronan, who isn't typically.
Oh my God, she looks so good.
I don't know who has styled her in the past, but I feel like she's not somebody who has like these fashion moments. You know how Daisy
see her.
Edgar-Jones,
Tell us what she was wearing.
It was a Louis Vuitton, wasn't it?
Louis Vuitton and a sort of black. I don't know how to describe it. Sort of like it looked like a top and skirt, and it was a kind of 3D architectural type top piece, and hair scraped back. And I feel like, as I was going to say, she's not been this sort of fashion person, but she looks very fashion, very sophisticated. Very, very demure, and like just really, really chic. I think I don't know if she's got a new stylist, but hopefully one to watch.
Yeah, I'll have to look. Louis Vuitton seems like they were kind of crushing the red carpet.
Yeah, because Phoebe Dynevor wore that sensational dress as
see
well.
her.
It was so good.
She's amazing.
She looks so amazing.
Olivia Wilde also looked great in her dem.
Yeah.
So many. I mean,
So many.
We've
actually listed
we listened to every single guest.
I feel like this was a red carpet that really got everybody excited. Like less critiquing, more wow.
Yes. Agreed.
We didn't touch on the Kardashians, actually.
We didn't.
We didn't.
We did say that Kylie looked amazing.
We did think she looked amazing.
I'm loving that. You know, there's a aesthetic injector here in London called Dr. Johnny, and he had this whole video on the comeback girls, and I feel like Kylie is one of the comeback girls as far as the way she's looking with her face and her skin and her aesthetic and everything.
What's she done?
I mean, the rumor, are we allowed to talk about rumors? The rumor is that she dissolved all her filler because she was going in and out. It was stretching like a balloon kind of thing. So she then had a little mini lift after she had it dissolved, and then she looks a little less pillowy, a little less doughy.
She looks amazing.
She looks incredible.
And like fresh
amazing.
and no puff.
Skin. She looks skin.
Her skin looks great.
Yeah. I mean, we could obviously do this all day. Thank you all so much. That is it for today. Thank you to the panel and, of course, to Julianne Moore, Olivia, and the team. Next week, Polly is back with more great guests and fabulous content. In the meantime, we would love it if you could comment below. Do give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. Bye-bye.